Have you felt trapped? Have you ever felt stuck in a job that drains you? If you've ever felt like you are losing yourself, if you've ever been told to just settle for a life that doesn't align with you and it doesn't set your soul on fire, then keep watching. Hi, my name's Kim. I am your ex-nurse turned female empowerment bestie, and this is Unfiltered. I feel like that started off like some sort of advert for like an insurance claim. Are you the one that's fallen down the stairs and you have not taken responsibility? Whatever. Because 2 years ago, I was right there with you. Working a job that left me feeling exhausted. I was feeling unwell and I was questioning what the fuck was I even doing anymore. And now I run a thriving female empowerment business. I make 5 figures just on the weekend. And most importantly, I got myself back. And this is my story. And if you see yourself in it, then trust me when I say this could be your story too. So before the Capture Co existed, I had a proper career and I was a staff nurse for the NHS in the UK, and on paper it looked like a really good, stable job. But in reality, it was exhausting, it was toxic, and it was mentally just draining. I'm sure there'll be people watching this who have worked in the NHS and totally appreciate where I'm coming from. I gave everything to the job, but it never gave anything back. And the worst part was, it didn't set a fire in me. I felt like I was slowly losing myself to the pressure, the stress, and the constant feeling of never really being enough. Like every day I went into work and I was shitting myself that I was going to do something wrong. Because everything was always changing. There was always new policies coming out and there was always new paperwork and a different way that you should inject and a different way that these meds should be dispensed. And people had their own techniques of doing things and it just got complicated and I found it really stressful. Really, really stressful. Then my chronic health issues, they hit really, really hard. And what happened was I got signed off sick, and instead of being supported, I got pressure. I had management contacting me because they didn't care that I was struggling. They just wanted me to come back to work because the NHS was so short-staffed. So essentially one day I had enough. I had enough. I'd been signed off sick for less than 2 weeks and I'd had enough. So I told them to go and fuck their job and I just walked away. I literally, I had a phone call with the senior charge nurse. I decided, no, I'm not here for this. I'm not putting up with this shit. And I said, right, here's my notice. I won't be back. I'll be staying off sick whilst the notice period runs, which is 2 months. It's so long, so long. And then just like that, I found myself unemployed, unwell, slightly depressed, and losing the woman that I used to be. I had no income, I had no plan, and no idea what the hell I was going to do next. But I did know one thing, I wasn't going back. I always had a bit of a love for photography. I'm a really arty-farty person anyway. I like to be creative, but love doesn't really pay the bills, and I had no experience running a business, so I had no idea where to start. People told me that it was unrealistic, that I should just find another job that fit around my health, and something inside me, it just kind of snapped. You know, you say, no, no, this isn't how this is working. So I wasn't about to shrink myself into a life that made me feel miserable. So I made a decision. I was going to make this work, no matter what. And I started from scratch. I had no clients, I had no money. It was just me and my camera and a belief that I could create something better for myself, something that could make that fire in my belly appear. We fast forward to today. And here's what has happened. So I went from £0 to making 5 figures on the weekends alone whilst I do digital detoxes. So every weekend, my phone, it has an app on it which switches everything off on a Friday night, and I'm not back until Sunday. And when I come back on Sundays, I will have sold 5 figures worth of products. And I've not even spoken to anybody. That's not me trying to be egotistical, I'm just telling you the truth. I've helped women go from feeling invisible to walking into photo shoots like the goddamn fucking queens that they are. I've taken women who feel stuck in their 9 to 5s and helped them step into self-employed freedom. I've also built a sisterhood of women who finally feel seen, they feel heard, and they feel powerful. And I've turned my pain into purpose, and I basically use it to empower other women to do the same. And guess what? I did this with absolutely zero permission, without playing it safe, without letting other people's opinions decide my future. And I had people who would tell my partner or whoever, like, oh, what's Kim doing? Like, is she really making much money with that? People forget as well that most businesses fail within their first year, and most businesses don't even make it to 5 years. So, I mean, what a way, even if it wasn't making money, even if it wasn't that successful, we haven't even been here for 2 years yet. And we could have still been slow. We could have still been making close to zero. But if I was passionate about it and I wanted to do it, who the hell cares? Why is it anyone else's opinion on what you're doing with your life? Am I telling you this? That's probably what you're asking. Because if you're sitting here and you're doubting yourself and you're stuck in a job that drains you and you're thinking, I wish I could do something different, and I want you to know that I hear you. And I want you to hear me when I say you fucking can. You don't need permission. You don't need to find the perfect time, because it doesn't exist. The perfect time does not exist. And you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. I tell my girls in my membership this all the time, like, just start. Start messy. Start with the wrong microphone. Start with the wrong username on Instagram, but just start. Just literally start. You can change it up. What is going to be a successful business is a business that can pivot, that can say, okay, that wasn't working, but let's try this. The Capture Co isn't just my business. It's proof that when a woman decides she's done settling, anything is possible. And if I can go from a burnt out nurse with a chronic health issue to a badass businesswoman, then so the hell can you. So if you're ready to stop waiting and start growing, then let's do this together. So you can drop me a comment or you can drop me a DM. You can join the Capture Co community. We have so many different ways that women can get involved, because the next transformation story, it could be yours. It could be yours. If this hit home for you, make sure to like and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. And then share it with another woman who maybe needs to hear this. Maybe this doesn't apply to you, but you have a friend or a family member who they need a little bit of encouragement. You know they've got more in them. They maybe tell you that they hate their job, and you've been saying, look, girl, go and do that beauty course or whatever it is. They can do it. And I tell you, if I can do it with a chronic health issue, and there's nothing to start on, £0, then you can do it too. I'll see you in the next one.